welcome to Ray Recommends. Maybe I should say that a little bit less in your face.
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah? Alright. Hello, welcome to Ray Recommends. My name is Raymond Antrobus. I'm here with Ross Sutherland.
Hello.
This is Ross.
Hello.
He's performing tonight at Chill Pill. We are actually literally backstage at Chill Pill tonight.
This is sort of behind the dreams, isn't it? Like, this is what the dreams are made of.
Yeah.
Made of these things.
Ross, I'm a fan of your podcast, Imaginary Advice.
Thank you very much.
Good. Really enjoyed that.
Cheers,
and I just realised today that you first performed at Chill Pill about 6 years ago in Bethnal Green when we were in a basement.
Yes!
Yeah, about 6 years ago, literally.
I love that night as well.
Yeah,
that was such an amazing night. I remember that one well. So that was how you started?
Yeah, that was
that's crazy. Yeah. I've always loved coming to like Chill Pill. You've always just got like you guys who run it, like you're all amazing, but you also like you attract like really great people who come to the night as well. I mean, just like every single person is great. Yeah.
Cool, man. You're someone who I always look at with such interest for the kind of things that you go to, like you do radio, you do theatre, I mean you're very experimental in every genre that you find yourself in. Like how does your brain as a poet lend itself to all of those different spaces?
It's a good point. Like, and I think actually sometimes it's because I'm not always got my poet head on, and I'm maybe just thinking of like an idea, and then that idea just like ends up migrating into like a different art form. Or like, do you sometimes get a bit where like you're trying to write something and then it won't come down on the page, and then it's really it's such a relief when you go, oh, do you know what? I don't actually have to read this on stage. It would work so much better as like a radio piece, or it could work so much better as like a short film. I had like a poem that I was working on earlier this year, and it was like killing me. And it was like I wanted to write like a metaphor for every birthday of my life, and it was going to be like it was coming up to my birthday, and I was like, I'll do that, and it was just awful, and I felt like I was just like grinding gears, and then I turned it into like a short film instead. So I just found 10 seconds of footage from like different, I just like found footage of YouTube. 10 seconds from anything for each like year of my life, and then just like put it all together. And so now it's like suddenly it's like completely non-verbal, and it just solved the problem. And I was just like, this is I could not put it into words.
Mate.
But then, as poets, we're already thinking in image, we're thinking in metaphor, but we don't necessarily have to vocalize that metaphor. I think it's a cross-transferable skill. So yeah, like I like being able to solve problems by just putting on a different hat. Like take off my poet hat, and I'm a filmmaker, and that's really nice.
I'm envious of that, just because there's so many failed poems I've got that, and then it makes me think, well, maybe my ambition with the poems needs to be different. Maybe I'm just thinking, maybe this can lend itself to not just another kind of literary form, but another art form altogether.
Totally, man. And and I think that's what in recent years I've realised. I'll just never throw that stuff away. Always come back to it, because I think sometimes even like those ideas, I feel like the best ideas, there's a reason why it's kind of stuck with you, and there's a reason why when you wrote it as a poem it felt unsatisfactory. That was because like you were like, no, it needs more, and I'm not done justice to it yet. And then who knows when that will come back around, and then we'll like fit back into the.
Are there like different people that you go to? Like, do you have friends who are also like multidisciplinary? Like, how do you get your feedback? What's your process?
So slowly that's happening, and that does kind of mean, I think I've got more people like around me now than maybe like I did to begin with. There's a lot of it's just like self-taught, just like learning in terms of like actually how to make it. A lot of that's just like through watching stuff, and then just like a lot of software's pretty intuitive. Now slowly finding like other people who can help out. Like for example, this year, so I had like in 2014, I had like a fringe show, which was like an hour-long theatre show, which was called Stand By for Take Backup, which I made. And then this year, I turned that theatre show into a film. So I just became a voiceover. The video I was showing on stage, that became the film. And then we started taking that to film festivals. So that I made in collaboration with Charlie Line, who's a filmmaker and a journalist, and Charlie made a film previous year called Beyond Clueless, which was like a film essay about kind of teen movies. And he was like a great person to kind of like to work with. He'd already sort of seen the theatre show, and we kind of like talked to him about collaborating for a little while. And it was so nice when suddenly you had those meetings in a pub when you go, hang on, like we've got different jobs. We can, but we've got like a mutual point that we can kind of work on. So yeah, so that was like a really, really nice collaboration. And then so for a lot of this year, I've been taking that around film festivals, which is like taking my poetry to a completely different audience. And so little changed, you know. It's almost, you know, like it's almost a direct port from poetry into theatre and then into film. But you know, like, but yeah, placed different grounds. It's great, man.
And you live in Peterborough, and I don't know if this is true. I'm sure I saw this on a magazine, or someone was talking about it on a bus at some point. I know Mark Chris is also in Peterborough, so
yeah, he's just down the road from me. Right, Mark.
I've heard that Peterborough is a cultural black spot of the UK.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, that I think that was like a government report or something from a couple of years ago, and it's nice, you know. I feel like there's, you know, like what I have found is that the artists I have met in Peterborough are just like, there is like a real sort of willingness to kind of to collaborate and to kind of change that situation, which is really, really good. And you know, I'm down on Peterborough quite a lot because you know, like, that's part of your privilege in coming from a place. It's like slagging it off. That's the great. That's part of, you know, and you can kind of wear that as a kind of sword and shield. So on the plus side, like, people are really, really nice, and there's a lot of enthusiasm. But you know, like, it's you know, it's kind of it's just about setting stuff up and, you know, and getting going. One of the lovely things about poetry is that, you know, like, on a grassroots level, all you need is just like a room, you know, you need a mic, and, you know, like, and people can just like get into it. So you know, there's a new poetry night which is just started up. I had the first one in like October, and it was great, and you can kind of see people kind of like coming away from that and just being like, oh, that's so great and so easy, you know, like, and so that's great. We don't even have a cinema, man.
No cinema.
We've got like Cineworld out in the room. But it's like, we can't. I have only paid for one ticket to Cineworld, and since then, no, it's not called Cineworld, it's called the Showcase. I've only paid for one ticket, and every single time I've gone back since, I've got free because I've written a letter of complaint from the previous time, and just got like another free ticket. And like, it's just ridiculous. Last time I went, I just like pulled off the armrest, and there was just like massive spikes coming out of it. It's just like, slot that back in.
I know that's going to end up on Imaginary at Vice. That's just a series of your cinema trips. Alright, Ross, well, thank you so much for coming down. Really looking forward to your performance tonight at Chill Pill.
My absolute pleasure, man.
Any quick plugs for the camera for what you're up to?
Alright, well, maybe just like my podcast, which is called Imaginary Advice, which you can get on iTunes, and that's the best way, or follow me on Twitter. It's Ross G. Sutherland. That's it.
Alright, Ray recommends.